I am Nisha Charles and I am your presenter for today. Thank you for joining us for SAT TV News. Among the major developments, police need your help in finding an escaped prisoner. Haiti among safest destinations in the Americas. Obama to nominate Brennan as CIA head. And in sports, Exodus FC advanced to semi-finals of the Division 1 competition. Details of these and other stories after the break. Thank you for staying with us. Now for the details of the news. The Dominica Catholic radio station, which is intended for spreading the good news of the gospel, was officially opened on Sunday, January 6, 2013. The ribbon was cut by His Excellency Eliud Williams' wife. Ms. Nazarene Gordon, manager of the Dominica Catholic Radio, says this has been a dream brought to fruition by the hard work and dedication of several persons.
Although the station has been on the air since November of 2011, today marks a significant milestone in its history. In 2013, we'll embark on another phase of programming which will be tailored to further educate and inspire you, the listener, in a variety of areas. These include the law, spiritual development, health, family life, managing your finances, caring for the elderly, and youth development, among others.
They are dedicated to spreading the word of God while promoting the Catholic faith. They believe that in building the spirit, mind, soul, and body, they contribute to the growth of the total human being and ultimately play their part in nation building.
We hope that all of you are already regular listeners to 96.1 FM, Channel 94 on Marpin TV, on www.dominicacatholicradio.org, and hopefully on SAT TV soon. We thank you and invite you to continue listening. Those of you who have not yet tuned in, we invite you to do so and encourage all of you to begin considering supporting the station financially and with your prayers.
Director of the Dominica Catholic Radio, Monsignor William John Lewis, in his overview of the radio station, says the church welcomes and promotes those which have a direct relation to men's minds and uncovered avenues of communicating news, views, and teachings of every sort.
The most important of these inventions are those media which, such as the press, movies, radio, television, and the like, can of their very nature reach and influence not only individuals, but the very masses and the whole of human society, and thus can rightly be called the media of social communication. The Church recognizes that these media, if properly utilized, can be of great service to mankind, since they greatly contribute to men's entertainment and instruction, as well as to the spread and support of the kingdom of God.
He says the station is not a commercial one and is listener-sponsored. That means everyone who listens has to think this is my radio and I have to put my money into it. They have also devised a group that he coined the Dominica Catholic Radio Guardian Angels, who give annual pledges or semi-annual pledges so that they can continue to have a base of funding for the Catholic station.
With regard to local programming, I have drawn up a list of possible programs that I suggest, but then I opened it up to the priests as well to add their own ideas for programming. In terms of coverage, Dominica Catholic Radio will have its antenna at the Social Center with a link to Mon Espanol. In those days, myself and Kurt Matthew, to whom we owe a tremendous debt of gratitude, went all the way to Mon Espanol. Do you know where Mon Espanol is? And we climbed up that Mon Espanol once and never more. Anyway, I did it. He's much younger than I, so he was quite ahead of me, but I puffed and puffed and I finally got to the top.
The station can be heard on 96.1 on the FM frequency or on DominicaCatholicRadio.org and channel 94 on Mapping 2K4. Listeners can tune in as far south as Scott's Head and Collyho in the west. In more news, a number of business managers and supervisors all gathered at the Fortune Hotel on Monday, January 7th, as this was the venue for the Caribbean Technological Consultancy Services Workshop. Coordinator of the workshop, Mr. Brennan Defoe, stated the workshop was hosted all in the efforts to improve the customer service delivery in Dominica.
It's one of many more to come from the CDB through the CTCS network, which is a Caribbean Technological Consultant Services. It's ready to be one of the very, very, very important workshops which can be held in terms of customer service, as the angle will be twisted in terms of the application and the delivery and the planning process for your businesses.
Dr. Valda Henry, who gave remarks on customer service, pointed out that this is one area that needs a lot of improvement in Dominica. This, she pointed out, must start from the top, which is the management of any business, because if they do not display customer service skills, their employers have no standard to follow when dealing with customers. She says what Dominica should be aiming for is red carpet customer service, not just for the very important persons, the VIPs, but for all Dominicans. Dr. Henry also stated that the customers are the most important group of persons in any organization, and we should all ensure that they are treated as such.
And so it's the same thing. So our whole aim has to be to delight the customers. I say to you, there is no Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Every day you are open, your main duty is to serve. It doesn't matter whether you got up feeling well, whether you got up feeling sick, whether your husband is cheating, your children are not doing well, you have no electricity, your car, like this morning, mine refused to start. You know what? The customer does not care. Truly, it's not the customer's business. The customer has to be served, and served with a smile. And not just a little smile that just comes to our teeth, but a smile that emanates from our hearts, that we are happy to have you here. And that is why as supervisors, managers, your role is critical in engendering that spirit.
She said all employees should instill a sense of excellence and integrity and treat all customers like celebrities, because without them, they would have no job.
Our whole aim and our whole business has to be that the customer is the star of the show. It's not the employee. It's not the owner. It's not the manager. In fact, if you start looking at who is the least star, it has to be the owners. But oftentimes owners think that they are the biggest stars. But we aren't. It's our customers and then the people who work for us who must make it happen. Because truly, as owners, managers, we are not on the front line. Let me rephrase that, we are seldom on the front line. We are hidden away in an office somewhere, or we are hidden not even in the building. And so that is why it has to be a culture that whether we are there or not, the service is delivered.
She reminded the managers that in order for their employees to give red carpet service, they must feel like they are stars. The CTCS is a network operated by the Private Sector Development Division of the Caribbean Development Bank, with cooperation with regional and national institutions and consultants. It contributes to strengthening private sector capabilities by linking who have business and technical experience with business that need consulting advice and assistance. 9 students graduated from the Christian Community College Dominica campus when it held its graduation ceremony on Saturday, January 5, 2013. The Honorable Johnson Drago was one of the speakers at the ceremony. He said with mass communication being on a wide scale these days, the Christian community has a greater challenge to keep its people free from temptations.
There are actually no limits, so therefore we have to train our people, make sure they are more qualified to deal with the challenges that they face. And I look at the program and I saw we have persons now trained in Christian counseling. What an important field for the Christian family to be. Because I can tell you, the school cannot do it alone. The church on its own cannot do it alone. Every one of us have to get ourselves more qualified so that we can play our part. So for you, the Christian counselor, your work has just done.
He said every facet of life needs the Christian Community College to help build the kingdom of God. He said in 2013, we need to double our efforts to save the next generation.
We are doing well. The church is doing well. But still, there are too many falling out of the cracks. And we need to save them. We need to pull the family closer together. The church needs to re-examine the family structure. Which of the families in the church need help? And how are we going to help them? What about the children who are falling astray? What about the single parents succeeding? And why are some failing anyway? When the same training teachers are there for everybody? And what can the church do more? We will use our theology students, graduates and our counselors in that effort.
The baccalaureate address came from Honorable Gloria Shillingford, Minister for Social Services, Community Development and Gender Affairs. She encouraged the graduates to be mentors to those they interact with.
Let what you have learned and obtained be real in your day-to-day living. Indeed, it is commendable to see men and women take advantage of opportunities to enhance themselves, to soar to higher heights, to fulfill their dreams and ambitions. It is even more noteworty as we see these men and women equip themselves to be laborers in God's vineyard. As you go out, let me take the opportunity to admonish you as one who has been interacting with a minister of God.
She told them that their call to be equipped spiritual leaders is a noteworthy one. She said, as children of God, we need to be equipped for the battle daily.
Take unto you the whole armor of God, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Ephesians 6:13. Let me encourage Christian Community College to keep training and preparing men and women to become effective communicators of the gospel of Jesus Christ. Since this emphasis in Dominica is vital for the growth and development of the people of Dominica.
The graduates received their certificates from the Honorable Johnson Drago. And news reaching SAT-TV has revealed that 2 prisoners escaped from the Stock Farm State Prison on Sunday, January 6, 2013. Acting Superintendent of the Stock Farm State Prison, Mr. Dennis Blanc, stated that the men who were identified as Mr. Julian Maxwell of St. Joseph and 26-year-old Mr. Amos Ezekiel Paul of Paybush made good of their escape at 11:55 a.m. that day. Mr. Maxwell was captured in the community of Canefield later that day at 3:30 p.m. However, the public needs to be aware that Mr. Paul, who was serving a 7-year term at the prison for possession of firearm and ammunition, is still on the loose. Anyone who spawns or comes in contact with Mr. Paul is asked to call 1-800-4468. Details are scarce, but SAT-TV News will provide a full update as more information becomes available. And in more news, organizers and contestants of the Miss Plus Size and Elegance Show 2013 are of the view that the show will be a one-of-a-kind experience which Dominicans cannot afford to miss. The show, which currently has 5 signed contestants to date, will take place on February 2nd at the Portersville Savannah, known as Carnival City. Miss Mary Rafool, Public Relations Officer of Dee's Dynamic Productions, the company responsible for the show, says this event was conceptualized 1 year ago by Dee's Dynamic Productions manager, Ms. Davina Henry.
Plus-size women are normally looked down upon in society, and one of the main purpose of the show is to show people that we're more just than a shell. We're more than what you see on the outside. We are talented, we are intelligent, we're mothers, sisters, wives, and we're just like everybody else. Being plus size is not a disability, it's not a disease, it's not a sickness. We're like everybody else, and we're just out to prove to people that we are quite capable of doing things just like everybody else.
In responding to the critics who may call the women overweight or fat, Ms. Rafool says though people may think plus-size women eat excessively, this is not so, as there are a number of factors that can contribute to them gaining weight, such as prescription pills and other medical problems. With that, she says the show will highlight the talent of the women to show the world that despite their size, they are human beings and can do anything a regular-sized woman can do. Ms. Rafool stated the women have been working very hard in preparing for the show, and the public can expect a night of talent, poise, and passion.
We have the opening dance, where the contestants will do a number for you on a song, and they will introduce themselves. Then you have talent, you have evening wear, you have spectacular wear, and you have swimwear. And this year we are introducing 2 new segments to the show that no other pageant, I think, in Dominica has had so far. We have the business wear segment and also the lingerie segment.
She said the lingerie segment was introduced to show the world that plus-size women can be sexy. In an effort to take this further, Ms. Raful highlighted that Days Dynamics Production will be hosting a Caribbean plus-size and elegance show for 2014, which will surely put Dominica on the map with plus-size women, just like the Queen Show winners do. These are the contestants.
Pretty, hot and tempting, gorgeously curved, voluptuous. I am Beverly John, 38-year-old, representing the communities of Fonkole and St. Joseph. I'm inviting everyone to come support me on February 2nd, 2013 to the Miss Plus Size and Elegant pageant at 8 p.m. Carnival City.
I am Miss Candia Hines from the village of Wesley. I am representing the Northeast. I am 33-year-old. And the reason I decided to join the Miss Plus Size with Elegance pageant is I love to be on the stage. I love to be out there, and I want people to see, because not because I am big or I have a little size. Don't believe I can't do anything. I can manage myself as well as ordinary people.
My name is Brenda Stedman from Maho, from the St. Paul constituency. I'm 43 years old, and I decided to take part in this show because I just wanted to be a member. I just wanted to be on board.
Lovers, standing before you with poise, grace and glamour, I am 21-year-old Kishma Joseph, representing Laplin. Plus size, you say? Yes, we are. So come 2nd February to see what we voluptuous ladies have in store for you. It will be a show to remember.
The 5th contestant is 24-year-old Ali Geist of Kings Hill, representing Dailies. Ms. Raful is appealing to the business community to get on board with the show, to provide sponsorship to a contestant, provide gifts for them, and to show them that they are appreciated for their efforts. Plus-size women interested in participating in the show can contact Ms. Raful on 617-2854.
They demand a school, think they can sing calypso too, and I don't have one to red cap my head. Then Swagman say, look, we have a singer there, and put a bottle of red cap in the air. Now, I on them people stage, drunk out of my mind, but you know I'm lyrical, so I give them a couple lines. The crowd get in a frenzy when they hear this song. Catch on the refrain and they sing along. They sing along. I don't know who wins. I don't even know who sings. I know people for the romantic party.
24 Calypsonians took to the stage on Saturday night for the opening of the Stardom Calypso 10 2013. The action took place at the Cicero Hotel, where Tasha P made an appearance with the Swinging Stars Band. Chris B performed his song Violence, written by Ian Jackson, with a lot of expression. After 10 years of working in the local music industry, Ms. Shireen Leitar, with the stage name Electra, gave her rendition of the much buzzed about composition called A Woman's Worth. The Calypso pays tribute to the enormous contribution of women in various areas of life, locally and abroad.
Because it's when we had 3 women in the House of Assembly, and they operated effectively, that's a woman's worth. And when I see women's role
Longtime Calypsonian and former Calypso king Derek St. Rose, better known as Hunter, performed his song Another Youngster. He wrote the song himself.
How long are we going to sit down in the back and watch the children slip right through the crack? We need to take our country back. How many more the judge will be sentencing? How many more will it from the garbage bin? While we sit back and do nothing. Somebody can do much more better than this. Calling the job for the teachers and the police. More parents must play their role in shaping our world.
And the most listened to Calypso of the season so far, Teething by Checo, was felt by the audience that night. He closed up the tent on Saturday, January 5th, 2013.
What's that body ball rap from? Oh God, no. Checo, no. You won't be surprised. The dentist said the country going down. Black will bring it, she would be a Dominican. Rosie taking money, paying jail bills. Now Emma I don't know how she got that skill. Hey, Steven! Hey, Steven! What a tip. When you think that Rosie child would have grams though, she tip.
The other Calypsonians include Stingray, Third Eye, Intruder, Mighty DBS, Black Diamond, Dino, Energizer, Comforter, Ras Kelly, Big Jeff, Observer, Lady Star, Checker, Twana, Explosion, Benno, Caressa, Mighty Lugas, Daddy Chess, and Shadow Flow. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.